Think about your deepest, darkest secret. And think about finally getting the confidence to tell your best friend, your confidant, about that secret. They're the only person in the world that you would trust with this secret. But they may not be the only ones listening. You could be being recorded by a drone. The use of drones in the United States has risen dramatically in the past year. Drones seem to be making the news every week, if not every day, and it's for this reason that many Americans are becoming concerned about the consequences of their use. With advancements in technology making drones much more accessible to everyday citizens, called hobbyists, American citizens are becoming increasingly concerned about the use of drones and their ability to compromise individual privacy. In order to fully understand why Americans are so concerned about the use of drones, one must know what a drone is. And even though they are rising in numbers, it's likely that many Americans don't know what a drone is. Drones are unmanned aircraft systems, or UAS for short. And it was explained in a 2013 report to Congress by the Congressional Research Service that a drone is an unmanned aircraft system that can fly without an onboard human operator. And a UAS is the entire system, its digital network, and personnel on the ground. Drones can fly either by remote control or by a predetermined path, and can be as large as a traditional jet or as small as an insect. They can be much less costly than traditional jets and can keep human operators out of harm's way. So a drone is simply a flying object that can be controlled remotely or through a preset path, and is collecting data in the form of audio or video and recording it. These aircrafts have been used in police and military actions and can be very beneficial to major operations. For example, staff writer Peter Finn at the Washington Post described how a man in Austin, Texas was suspected of having large amounts of drugs and weapons inside his home. The authorities were afraid of any unseen dangers that were lying inside his home and were afraid to storm inside. They didn't want to use a police helicopter because they feared he would suspect them and would shoot the helicopter down. So they turned to using a drone. They used one that was the size of a small bird and flew over his home, recorded live video that it sent back to authorities. And when authorities got the all clear based on the scene from the drone, the SWAT team was able to storm inside his house and safely make an arrest. But did police have the right to invade someone's privacy, even though they suspected him to be a criminal? Yes, it was beneficial in making the arrest safely, but was it ethical? And now, police using drones is one thing, but who else has access to them? This is a shared concern among many American citizens because everyone has access to drones and can use them in their backyards. This more common use of drones by hobbyists is widening the ongoing debate over privacy. Should people be able to use drones to spy on each other? Many Americans are concerned about instances taking place, just like one that happened in our neighbors to the north. In British Columbia, Canada, a woman by the name of Laura Moffat, which was reported by CBC News, was in her home and saw a drone flying around her house, peeking inside. She also saw the man across the street in a park who was controlling the device. She contacted police and stated that it was an invasion of her privacy. She just had her niece and nephew over on the weekend, and what if he had been recording them while they were playing in the pool? Just like Moffat, individuals are worried about the increased use of drones by hobbyists to spy on people and record audio and video of their personal and private moments. So now, with all this talk going on about privacy, it's no surprise that folks are beginning to wonder what laws are in place to protect them. Unfortunately, though, there are not very many. In British Columbia, police told Ms. Moffat that their hands were tied and nothing could be done. Likewise, many Americans are in the same boat. Perhaps because the use of drones has just recently risen, there is little in the form of laws to protect people. M. Ryan Callow, who is the Director of Privacy and Robotics, wrote on the Stanford Law Review that agency rules impede the use of drones for now. United States privacy law does not. There is very little in our privacy law that prohibits the use of drones within our borders. So drones are basically at a free-for-all stance at this point because there are few laws that are in place to protect people. It is likely, however, that as more situations like Ms. Moffat's arise, our lawmakers will have to make a decision and put some laws into place. In fact, some of our nation's government officials are already beginning to speak up about this topic. Justice Sonia Sotomayor spoke to the University of Oklahoma City, to their faculty and students, and stated that Americans should be feeling very concerned about the potential for drones to compromise their individual privacy. There are drones flying over the air, randomly recording what happens on our private property. This type of technology needs to stimulate us to ask, what is it that we consider private, and how far do we want to go to protect it, and from whom? American citizens, just like Sotomayor, are beginning to raise their awareness of who is able to see them and if their individual privacy is being compromised. From the police and military to everyday hobbyists in their backyards, drones are flying over the air, recording data, and they could be compromising individual privacy. There are also little to no laws that are being enforced to limit who uses drones. It's for this reason that citizens are asking the questions about what laws are being used to protect their privacy, although there are little to none in place. So once again, think about that deep, dark secret. Think about it being recorded and broadcasted for the entire world to see. With the use of drones, this idea is easily possible, and if in fact thought to be an invasion of privacy, citizens need to talk to their local lawmakers and representatives and get a new law put in place.